He was a man of few words but countless dreams. All he ever wanted was to see his son succeed, to live the life he never had. But life was harsh, and every day brought struggle. Could his son rise above it all and make this impossible dream a reality? Stay with us, because what happens next in this unbelievable story will leave you completely speechless. Before we start, hit like, share, and subscribe. And drop in the comments where, in the world, are you watching from. In a small, worn-down house, the father worked tirelessly from dawn to dusk, his hands rough, his back aching, but his spirit unbroken. Every coin he earned went toward providing for his son, ensuring he had shoes, books, and a meal, even when it meant skipping his own comforts. His eyes carried silent worry, yet also unwavering hope. Neighbors often whispered about his hardships, but he never complained. Deep inside, he carried a dream, one so precious that every sacrifice he made was for a future he hoped his son would one day realize. Every night, after the house fell silent, the father would sit quietly, imagining a brighter future for his son. He dreamed of seeing him educated, respected, and successful, a life far beyond the hardships he had known. His worn hands would clutch the tiny photograph of his boy, eyes glistening with hope. That dream became the guiding light of his life, a silent promise to himself that no matter how difficult the road, he would give everything so his son could achieve what he never could. The boy grew up in the same humble home, surrounded by scarcity and challenges. Shoes too small, torn clothes, and long walks to school were his daily reality. Yet, he never complained, quietly observing his father's sacrifices. While other children played freely, he carried the weight of responsibility on his small shoulders. Hunger and hardships tested him, but they also shaped his character, teaching him resilience. Even as a child, his eyes reflected determination, and deep inside, he dreamed of lifting his father from struggle. Even as a young boy, he showed sparks of determination. Every evening, after school, he would sit under the dim light of a small lamp, reading worn-out books and practicing what he had learned. He helped his father at home, careful not to add burden, yet quietly pushing himself to improve. Small victories, a good grade, a problem solved, a skill mastered fueled his confidence. The boy was learning that success demanded effort, patience, and unwavering focus, and he vowed silently to never give up. Life wasn't easy for the boy. Challenges kept testing his resolve. He failed exams he had studied long nights for, faced ridicule from peers, and sometimes went to bed hungry. Each setback threatened to crush his spirit, yet he remembered his father's sacrifices and unwavering hope. There were moments of doubt, when giving up seemed easier, but he refused. Every failure became a lesson, every hardship a stepping stone. With grit in his heart, he pressed forward, determined to turn every obstacle into an opportunity to honor his father's dream. One quiet evening, the boy sat alone, reflecting on all he had endured. The weight of his father's dreams pressed heavily on his heart, and he realized he could no longer walk halfway. With renewed determination, he made a promise to himself. He would overcome every obstacle, no matter how great, and turn his father's dream into reality. That moment sparked a fire within him. Doubts faded, and clarity took their place. From that day onward, failure was no longer a threat. It was merely a challenge waiting to be conquered. Years of relentless effort finally bore fruit. The young man, now grown, stood on a stage holding the symbol of his success, an award, certificate, or opportunity that embodied everything his father had dreamed of. The father, seated in the front row, watched in disbelief and pride, tears rolling down his weathered cheeks. Every struggle, every sleepless night, every sacrifice suddenly made sense. The son's eyes met his father's, and in that glance was a lifetime of gratitude, love, and triumph. The impossible had become reality not by luck, but through courage, perseverance, and an unbreakable bond between father and son. This story reminds us that dreams are not achieved by luck, but by relentless effort, patience, and belief. The father's hope and the son's determination created a bond stronger than any obstacle. Every hardship, every sacrifice, became a stepping stone toward success. If we honor our commitments and push forward despite challenges, we too can achieve the impossible. True success lies not just in accomplishments, but in perseverance, love, and the courage to fulfill dreams for ourselves and those who believe in us.